In the sweltering summer of 1518, the city of Strasbourg witnessed one of history's most bizarre and terrifying events. A dancing plague that gripped hundreds of people in a manic, unstoppable urge to dance. The Strasbourg dancing plague might sound like the stuff of legend, but it's well documented in 16th century historical records. This is the story of how a small French town became the stage for a month-long dance of death. To understand this strange event, we must first step into the world of 16th century Strasbourg. The city, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, was reeling from a series of misfortunes. Famine had struck the region, leaving many starving. New diseases, including the dreaded French pox or syphilis, were spreading fear and suffering. In this atmosphere of desperation and superstition, the stage was set for an extraordinary outbreak. It's also not the only known incident of its kind. Similar manias took place in Switzerland, Germany, and Holland, though few were as large or deadly as the one triggered in 1518. On a hot July day, a woman only known to history as Frau Trophäa stepped into the streets of Strasbourg and began to dance. There was no music, no festival, just one woman, dancing as if possessed. Hour after hour she danced through exhaustion and into the night. By the next day, 34 others had joined her. Within a week, the number had grown to 400. Witnesses described the afflicted as dancing in a trance-like state, oblivious to their surroundings. They danced until their feet were bloody, their bodies bruised and battered. Some reportedly danced until they collapsed from exhaustion or even died from heart attacks and strokes. City authorities were baffled. At first, they believed the dancers would tire themselves out. When this didn't happen, they tried a surprising solution: more dancing. They opened guild halls and even constructed a wooden stage. Believing that organized dancing might cure the affliction, they hired musicians and professional dancers to keep the victims moving. Over the centuries, many theories have been proposed to explain the dancing plague. Could it have been mass hysteria triggered by extreme stress and religious fervor? Or perhaps ergot poisoning from contaminated rye bread causing hallucinations and convulsions? A rare neurological disorder called Sydenham's chorea, when combined with the horrors of disease and famine, both of which were tearing through Strasbourg in 1518, the St. Vitus superstition may have triggered a stress-induced hysteria that took hold of much of the city, a deviant religious sect performing an ecstatic ritual. While we may never know the true cause, most modern historians favour the mass hysteria theory, seeing the plague as a result of extreme psychological distress in a deeply superstitious society. Be sure to follow Historical Oddities Vault for more interesting stories about our world.